Good afternoon, everyone. This is YC. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is having a good start to their day. This evening, we are going to have a pork chop dinner, but I would like to make my son some southern candied yams to go with it because he really likes yams. And I happen to have some yams in the house, so that's what I would like to do. And I thought you might like to see how I do my southern candied yams. It is going to 93 here today in South Carolina. It's going to be a warm day. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and start peeling these. And I thought I would bring you along. So I'm going to lower you so you can see what I am doing. I just have some newspaper put out so that I can, peel them. So these are my yams, and just so you know, I went ahead and greased a pan ahead of time. This has already been greased. It's like a half a dining hall pan. And the reason some people like to cook these first, then take the jackets off, but because mine are strictly done in the oven, I go ahead and take the peeling off first, process the sauce for them, seal it with foil, and then put it in the oven. That's why I'm taking the peeling off now, just so you know. Okay. Normally I don't have these yams like this. I have the big fat sweet potatoes, but I got a hold of some of these and I thought, well, why not use them and make them nice and candied, go really good, with supper. And that's all there is to it. You can cut the ends off, and then I'm going to cut them in chunks. I'll show you the size. Anywhere between 2 and 4 inches, but they're going to be like this size. And I'm just going to keep doing this and put them all in a colander so that they can be washed properly. Okay, I can do another one. I see some of you have had a chance to see my dinner one night this week. I did a London broil and some broccoli. It turned out really good. Last night I made the boys, I didn't have any because I'm not a big rice person, but I made the boys some salsa chicken with red beans and rice, and they put jalapenos on it. And it was good. They said it was delicious. I seasoned my little chicken pieces with El Paso taco seasoning and garlic and salt and pepper, and then made red beans and rice with the chicken pieces. And usually I do them separate, but this time I put them all in one pot because the chicken was just diced in little pieces rather than great big chicken breasts. I did it different this time than the usual salsa chicken. And I put in, once we got the red beans and rice cooked with the little chicken pieces, I went ahead and put in a half a cup of salsa and 2 cups of the 2.5 cup water requested for the rice. And by doing that, the salsa added enough acidity to the dish that it started to get the turbidity up off the bottom of the pot, so there was no rice or anything stuck to the bottom, and that was a lovely thing. And then when I served them in their deep dish plates, all they put on top was some jalapenos, salsa, and a little dollop of sour cream, and they said it was excellent. But anyway, here's another one done, and I have a few more, so I'm going to go ahead and do these and not bore you, and then I can meet you at the stove to make our sauce for it. Okay, everyone, we are at the stove now, and I went ahead and cleaned my yams and cut them See, they're all in there. And I doused them with a little bit of lemon juice to keep them from turning brown. And you just need like a cap full, you know, and toss them around in it. And now we're gonna make the glaze. Now at Christmas or special occasions like Thanksgiving and that, I use an orange and some orange zest in this recipe to give it that festive edge that it needs. And usually use the big, wide, sweet potatoes when I do that. But these southern candied yams are really good too. So the first thing we're going to do, I just lit my burner here. We're going to go ahead and put in a half a cup of butter. Okay, like so. And I can lower you so you can see, you know, the stuff that I am putting in. Let me lower you so you can see the burner at least, right? Hope my little stand doesn't fall over. Still not completely used to it yet. What was that? Did you hear a pop? I thought I did. I don't think this was, we're not supposed to have precipitation today, so I hope we're not experiencing lightning or anything like that. Do you think maybe that these hit the burner? Tell me if this hits the burner, does that make a popping sound? If you know that, just let me know. I don't know. Anywho, I gotta be careful, right? Goodness. It's melting fine, so I know that the burner is on. So, yeah, see, it's lit up red, so you know it's working. I don't know what that was. That was weird. Okay. I have been very, very busy lately. Usually in the mornings, I'm right on all my videos and that, you know, looking at everybody's content and everything. This morning I am behind on things because I had some errands to do with my husband, but, you know, because he doesn't, you know, get home in the morning till after 8. You know, he works from 8 in the evening all the way through the night till 8 in the morning is his new shift. And so by the time he gets off, there's, you know, things that have to be taken care of. So, but I will get to everyone's video later, and you know that I will. I'm pretty faithful at doing that. Also, if you are new here, please comment, like, and subscribe. It is completely free, and you can get all my recipes at your fingertips in all the descriptions of my videos. And all you people who have been here a long time, I love you. You know who you are. Please give those thumbs up. Don't forget, I can promise you that's the first thing I do when I get to your video. I give a thumbs up because I know it's going to be good. And even if for some reason I thought it wasn't, I love y'all so much, I'm going to give you that thumbs up for trying anyway. And so there you go. Okay. So what we have in here, it's melted. You can see that the butter is melted. See? Yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and put in a 1/4 cup of white sugar. Okay. And we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, right? You got to put in that brown sugar. Isn't that what dreams are made out of? I think so. Okay. I mean, for sure, right? And go ahead at this time and put in just a pinch, if I can get just a pinch of salt. Okay, this is just regular. You can use whatever kind you want, you know that. That's how cooking is. And then we're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, and you know this one comes from Aldi. So we'll put in a 1/2 teaspoon. Yeah, my youngest, he loves candied sweet potatoes and candied yams, all that good stuff. He just loves it, loves it, loves it. And it is delicious. I don't think, we need the one with the, marshmallows and stuff all on top, but around the holidays, a lot of people like to do that festive one. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of cream. If you don't want to use any dairy in this recipe, do what I said and use orange juice and orange zest, which is what I do during the holidays. Or at the very least, you can do a little bit of this, little lemon juice. Yeah. And I'm just going to use my Kentucky kernel breading after and bread some chops, and then we're going to have green beans with it. That's all we're going to do. So chops and green beans and southern candied yams. That's what our meal idea is for today. Now I don't know if you can see this, but it's, it's got that brown sugar color to it, You can see it in there. Okay, and I'm going to keep on stirring it. When we take it off the burner, we are going to go ahead and add in some vanilla. And that'll be probably you can either use a 1/2 teaspoon or a whole teaspoon. And I did get the pure vanilla this time. Actually, my husband got it for me because I was crying that I didn't have vanilla for about like 3 months and I was dying. I was like, hey, where's my vanilla? Oh, I am warm. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to go get a paper towel. Cooking isn't the easiest thing to do in the South. Over a stove is not a good idea on a 93-degree day. And the thing is, it's just going to get worse. It's going to go up to 103 before I know it. A couple weeks ago, they said, well, it's alligator mating season, so don't bother them. And I'm thinking, who in the world in their right mind is bothering an alligator, right? Come on. Okay, so, I mean, hey, far be it from me, right? I mean, there is a place that they conglomerate and the lady feeds them big leftover pumpkins after Halloween. And they'll throw the whole pumpkin in their mouth and they break it down like it's nothing. That's something to see, let me tell you. Okay. See it bubbling? I don't know if you can. Maybe if I move you forward a bit. Can you see it bubbling down in there? You can see it. Yes, you can. And when you see that, that means it's going to start thickening soon with all those wonderful sugars and ingredients. And, it's up to you if you don't have vanilla, if you wanted to add some Canadian maple syrup or whatever, the case may be at that time. I'm going to turn my burner off. I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to get my vanilla. Because it has some degree of alcohol in it, if you were to leave it on there, it can make that just, bubble over, and you don't want that. And why can't I get the cap off? What's that about? Maybe my husband used it last. You ever have people in your house that they don't know their own strength? Let me get a cloth and I'll be right back. Okay. Goodness gracious, I finally got it off. What was that about? Okay. Let's put that in. Don't forget, I'm going to put in this recipe in the description for you. There we go. And I know that you you cover your pan with foil. Make sure you do that after you spread this across all your yams. And then it does bake at 350. I'm trying to think if I want to use my toaster oven or this oven. I'll just go ahead and put this one on. I'm going to preheat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and let me see if I remember. I might have marked it down. It actually goes for a long time. Let's see here. I think you cook it for like an hour. But you only need to like simmer this no more than 6 to 8 minutes when you simmer that, just so you know. Okay. Yeah. So you cook it for an hour with the foil on, and it can actually go 30 more minutes if you think it needs more browning. 30 more minutes with the foil off of it. Okay. So I'm going to go at this time, and I'm going to top these. I'm going to pour it over each one. Yeah, and you can use a brush to keep piling it on. I could have put more in this pan, but there's only 3 for dinner tonight. So, yeah. And I'm just going to get a brush and, you know, put it over the, I might be able to use my little spoon here and put it over the others. Yep. That's what I will do. And then I'm going to cover it tightly with foil and cook it for 1 hour, and I'm going to check them. And hopefully they won't have to go much more than that. Yeah. And you know, you can imagine at like Christmas and Thanksgiving, it is 0 problem to put them on that long for an hour, because your oven is probably full of umpteen other items too that are in there too at 350. So it really, it's never been a problem. I don't anticipate it ever to be a problem. If you want Southern candied yams, you want Southern candied yams, right? Anyway, there we go. And you know, when you take that foil off after, you could always, you know, sprinkle parsley on it, or, you know, whatever you like to have on it. Some people like rosemary, if you're growing rosemary in your garden. But anyway, that's it. And I will make sure I take some beautiful photos of the final product so you can see my Southern candied yams. And you will definitely have the recipe. And I hope you have a really great afternoon. Bye-bye.